Fishy, fishy, fishy!
What is going on, fishy friends? Alright, let's do a quick fish room update. Here are the 4 discus doing well. My plan is to swap them down into this tank. Swap the angelfish I got over there into their tank. And I'm hoping to pick up some female German blue rams that I'll probably house over here in this tank. But that's for another time. The 20 long is looking pretty good. I did some maintenance yesterday, did a tiny bit of trimming. I'm still dealing with some algae in this tank. I think I got to get back to dosing fertilizers. I got away from that for a while, and I think that has been a mistake. I'm getting some algae that is likely due to the lack of nutrients. But the fish are looking good. There's that female showing her breeding colors right now. There's one of the juvenile males there. Another one there, and then my big boy, the big male right there. The 72 bow front is in need of some serious maintenance. That 55 is also in need of some serious maintenance. And over here, let's see, so after I moved the tanks over here, I realized I hadn't thought far enough in advance, and I'm stuck with lights that are way too big for these tanks because they used to span 4 tanks. And now I got them over 1 and or 2. So I got this big Current USA freshwater satellite LED here spanning over 2 tanks, and it just doesn't fit. It's way too big. So what I've done since is I bought a couple of lights used on one of the forums I like, planettank.net. What I got is 2, I believe these are the 18 to 24 inch Current USA satellite freshwater LED plus or something. However, as I've been experiencing recently, buying used things always leads to some interesting dilemmas. Once the lights showed up, they showed up with nothing but the 2 light fixtures and what you see here. So I got a plug where there's supposed to be a 12-volt transformer that can potentially plug into the wall. So I contacted the guy I bought them from, and he gave me some big hoopla about, oh geez, I brought it to UPS and let them box it up, and I don't know what to tell you. They're probably not going to accept a claim from me since I have no proof that I had the transformer in there. So long story short, it didn't seem like he was going to be willing to help me out, but in the end he admitted that, geez, you know, he made a mistake and he should have boxed it up himself or been there when UPS boxed it up. So he offered me a refund of $40. I paid a total of $90 for the 2 lights, so $45 each for the lights. So he gave me $40 back because his research showed that the Current USA brand transformer would be like $20 each. So I did a little research. I accepted his $40 refund and told him I'd figure it out somehow. And what I did was I went to eBay and bought a 12-volt transformer, admittedly for less than what this guy refunded to me. So what I decided to do was a little research and realized that I can use one 12-volt transformer for more than one 12-volt device. The thing that matters the most is the amp rating on these things. So you can see here it's a 12-volt 10 amp. I believe volts times amps equals watts. So theoretically this thing could power something that draws 120 watts. Each of these Current USA 18-inch LEDs draws 13 watts for a total of 26 out of the 2, which means a 3 amp transformer would theoretically work. You don't ever really want to run them at 100% though. A 3 amp transformer times 12 volts would allow you 36 watts. So I went and did some research, and none of these 12-volt transformers have great reviews because, as noted here, they're all made in China, and hardly any of them are UL listed. The ones that are UL listed, it's questionable as to whether or not they really are UL listed or not. So I went for a bigger one than needed with the 10 amp and got a splitter that should allow me to plug one end into my transformer and leave 2 leads for 1 LED lamp and 2 LED lamps. So let's see if I can't hook this thing up and play with the lights real quick. Let me pause this and set this thing up. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got some garbage. Splitter. Take the twist tie off. Alright, I believe there should be an LED indicator there that is not turning on, which is not a great sign. There we go. Red. Red is never a good sign. Red means stop. I hope that's not supposed to be green. Well, let's tempt fate and keep going anyway. So we've got the two different lamps. Oh, one of them automatically turned on. And the second one automatically turned on. Wunderbar. Let's just think now. What did I do with the remote? So I am familiar with these lights already since I already own the bigger one, but you know, they come with remotes and a lot of fancy settings. Let's see, we can do there's a thunderstorm on one. I'll do a thunderstorm on both. Yeah, fancy, huh? I'll try to do these at the same time. There is, let's see, where are the sensors? There's one sensor. Full power on the one. Where's the other sensor? It's weird, the sensors are completely different. I wonder why. That's interesting. Here's the IR sensors. One of them looks like this, covered in this clear plastic, and the other one is a much different design, which is interesting. But, let's see, so full power on them both. Getting blinded by looking at these things. Anyway, they seem to be working at the very least. Oh, they both use the same remote. Okay, so if I put one down there, I can turn the one on independently, and that one on. Let's see what else. So you can change the spectrum. There's white, there's full spectrum, there's more purple or blue, another purple, different blue, orange, the moonlights, cloudy moonlights, even cloudier. And this is the sunrise setting, I believe. I believe if we sat here long enough, we would see this thing ramp up and go from relatively dim up to the full spectrum. Got a cloudy day. This one should be a thunderstorm. That's mimicking lightning. That'll go through a scene, so to say, of lightning. There's a slightly different storm. This is a thunderstorm on a cloudy day, I think. Or maybe a thunderstorm peeking through the sun, I guess. And then just a cloudy day. Honestly, I think this is a decent light. This is the current USA Satellite Freshwater LED Plus version 1.0. It's a decent light, but I think, honestly, all this stuff is pretty gimmicky. I think this is something that most people play with the first day they get it, and then pretty much never use this remote control in any of these settings again, or at least in my experience and my use with this. That's how I deal with it. But anyway, now that I got some properly sized lights, I can start adding lights as they're needed over here on these tanks. I still have a few more that I'm going to have to piece together, but I do like hunting around and trying to find myself a bargain rather than paying full price for these things. Like I said, I paid $90 total for the two lights and got a $40 refund. And I believe the current price for this size of this brand on Amazon is $110 each. So it should have been $220, and I got away with $55 all in, I guess, for the two. So I thought that was a pretty good deal and well worth it. So I'll keep hunting, wait for another deal to pop up somewhere on the interwebs, whether it be Craigslist or one of the various forums, and hopefully get some light fixtures over all my tanks sooner or later. Anyway, guys, I suppose that's it for now. And we'll check back in and do an update on all the fish in a little more depth one of these days soon. Alright, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, like Rich's Fishes on Instagram, and I'll talk to you guys later.